Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and welcome to episode 1 of Forsaken Lands. Now, this series is gonna be a continuation of creating a community, kind of, not really though. As you can see, I've got all the same stuff and we're actually in the same world, but I'll get onto the reasoning behind all that in just a second. My plan for this series is it's going to be another focus, like heavily focused on the, I don't know why I'm getting that up, on the building aspect, creating villages like I did with creating a community, minus the like 2-month gap break in it, villages, cities, settlements, I don't know, other places like lands, I guess you would say, and then sort of telling a story with the building and with cinematic aspects, so like, oh god, I have no idea. I haven't thought about it that much. We just have to see how it goes. But yeah, and sort of storytelling with that video style on how it became a forsaken land. So like forgotten about, abandoned. No one's in the village anymore. Basically, they've all ran away, or they've all died, or something's happened. Yeah, so that's the plan. I'm hoping it goes something similar to that, or what I got in my mind. It probably won't, but I guess we'll just have to try and find out. The second thing I want to say is my inspiration for this series, and I mention this because I don't want to be like called out for trying to copy it when it kind of is, but not really. Is Wells Knight's Kingdoms. And it's also really ironic because the kingdom he just started building, like he's only a couple of episodes into it, is the same one as I'm doing as my very first episode, but those videos were released after the time of like when I planned this whole series out and this first episode and the script and all of that, and I wasn't willing to do it again, and I just want to say it wasn't like a straight up copy. It is going to be different kingdoms. But that was my inspiration. So yeah, I do love Kingdoms. It's amazing. Go watch it if you haven't. Yes. So the third thing is, why am I in the same world, and why have I just cheated and brought all my stuff with me? That is because, like I said earlier, I wanted to focus on the storytelling. I wanted to focus on, I don't know why I'm in this GUI. I wanted to focus on storytelling. I wanted to focus on the building, and even if I did start again, I wouldn't show any of what I've done. Like, that isn't to do with what I'm creating. So I wouldn't show any of the XP farms, wouldn't show any of the cave-in, all of that. So really, it would be entirely pointless, and I don't have very much time to record, or at least not time to waste on doing stuff like that. So I brought all my stuff over basically so we can just get straight into the building and don't have to worry about the grindy process leading up to it. But with that all being said, how about we see what the first forsaken land is? Deep in the heart of the jungle lived a Mayan tribe who worshipped the god of nature, Oharis. It was said that her very soul lived within a temple built by this tribe as an offering home for her spirit. On the 14th day of every third month, these Mayans all gathered inside of the temple to sacrifice a chosen individual to Oharis so that she would remain. The process of picking a sacrifice was a game of luck and fortune, and one that every person would have to partake in, man, woman or child. However, it is said to be a great honor to be chosen as a sacrifice, one that would bring riches, happiness and enlightenment to their family. There was one family that craved these more than anyone else and was willing to do whatever it took, so they fooled the entire village. When the time came round to pick another sacrifice, they made sure it was one of them and regrettably succeeded. The family's youngest son, Talbot, was thrown into the eternal flame only to vanish instantly. A voice then echoed around the temple. It was Oharis.
This boy is not the rightful sacrifice. How can you give me someone so unworthy? These treasonous acts shall not go unpunished.
A forceful rumble shook the entire temple, and so all the inhabitants rushed outside to find the volcano that had lain next to the village peacefully for thousands of years erupting before their very eyes. Everyone fled for their lives, apart from one family, the family that deceived their friends and Oharis herself. They waited there, at the bottom of the temple, for their son to return, but he never did. Alright then, Mayan village it is. I hope you enjoyed that little backstory thingy I put together. I'm thinking I'm going to do that before each Forsaken Land that we do, just 'cause it's a nice little fun thing and gives a whole plot on the reason why, and just sort of like a picture of what the village or whatever it is could potentially look like. And now I have got a vision for what I'm going to do with this one. I'll get to that in just a second. I think that's what we're going to do today. Some of you might be able to figure out what that is going to be. If you want to stand up now, can you sit down? Thank you. There we go. Yeah, so I've basically just set up a little bit and moved all my stuff over. We've got a nice little tree hut house thing. Obviously my bed and cat up there. House that goes down into a storage room with basically a bunch of materials I've brought over that I feel like I might need. Yeah, so that's all the off-camera work I've done, and obviously placing these blocks. Actually, let's go back up here. So yeah, I've got a vision with what I want this place to look like, and I won't go into all of that yet because we'll get there episode by episode. But what do these 5 pillars mean? A big question in life. Is this the best place to show it? Yeah, sure. And right, so this is what we're going to be doing with today's episode. This is gonna, these 5 pillars are gonna transform into a Mayan temple. That is probably the most basic building I could have built for the start of this Forsaken Land. But I feel like it has to be done. It's gonna be probably like every other Mayan temple you've seen, but you know, the heart of it, or not the heart, the soul of Oharis lives in here, so it's special, okay? And to be honest, I've plotted it all out. I know what it's gonna look like, kind of ish. I see no other reason to just get straight into it. Well, there we go. Actually, I don't know. It's a bit plain right now. It's a bit grey. There's not much going on, is there? Oof. Okay, let's see what we can change here. There we go. That's a lot better, ain't it? Yeah, I think that's a big improvement, that. Yeah, there's not really any need to show you. Oh, I tried to land on a vine. Any other side, it's virtually all the same, just some messy old pattern. Remembering that this is when the people came to live here. This is like the first thing they built. You know, they set up like little houses and stuff, like tiny little temporary houses, but you know, they wanted to get the temple down, get O'Haris living up in here, that sort of thing. So yeah, this is the first thing they did. So this is going to be a lot more worn down than everything else. As you can see, we got lots of cracked and mossy, and then we got some cobble. This is sort of like as though it's really like parts of it really got destroyed. Got loads of vines growing on it. Some have longer vines than others, just because that was the first one they did. This was the last one, but I'm just gonna let the vines run wild and see where they take us. Hopefully it doesn't get a bit too much. And then yeah, we got this thing up here. Oh, I might actually need to put some more cracked and stuff in the middle here. Anyway, down here is not gonna look like this. That's for sure. That's for sure. I didn't really know too much what it's gonna look like. We're gonna have like a stairway coming down. And then we're gonna go quite far down, and then maybe some sort of like shrine, just one big room with a shrine to O'Haris, and yeah, just a place where everyone can gather. It's not gonna be like a maze down here or anything. It is just gonna be one big room, I think. So, it does look quite cool in here. I'm not gonna keep it because it's kind of ugly and doesn't really make any sense, but it looks kind of funky in a way, I guess. Yeah, so let me, actually I'll keep that there, get the like main framework down, and then we can start decorating it, I guess, or at least putting the shrine in place. Alright everybody, the inside is now pretty much done apart from the shrine. I've shrunk the top bit down. I just put some stairs around and added these bits up here, and we've got the staircase down here. We've just got some mossy stone at the top. It doesn't go, it's only cracked from there on. Simply because, you know, water might have dripped in. Just at the top, though, just at the top. And yeah, it's just a staircase down with some cracked stone. And then voila! This is smaller than I was hoping it would have been. But I sort of only realised that, like, once I finished building it. And it's like, oh, it's kind of small. Don't know how many villagers are going to have to cram in here, but it might be tight. Now, here is where I'm going to put the shrine, and I thought I'd try and build it on camera. It's not going to be too complex, because I haven't done any of that so far this episode, so I'm going to try. Yeah, that's it. Just got some pillars, and there's nothing too special. Some of the whatever this is called behind the slabs, what are these called? Chisel stone bricks. Okay, so we got to have the eternal flame. That's an important factor. So first things I think I'm going to do is down there. Because, you know, they got to be able to get into it. It can't be, like, up here. Because then you got to climb up and there's not enough room to have, like, a staircase going up to it. So we'll have that there. And it's mainly going to be stairs, I think. So maybe if we... I'm sort of just going to place them and hope it turns out to look okay. Then... maybe have these going out again. If it sounds like I'm shivering, it is because I am cold. It's freezing cold in my room. I should probably put the heating on or something because my hands and my fingers feel like they're about to fall off. Okay, maybe this? Maybe, oh, we could have it. Okay, now I know you wouldn't actually be able to like get into that, but theoretically... let's say they like dove headfirst for some reason into the eternal flame and just pretend there isn't blocks beneath the fire, because actually, you know, eternal just means it's gonna go on forever. I don't know. They just they roll themselves into the fire. I don't know. It doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. There's something missing at the top, so maybe if I... No. That's not good. Slabs? What if I just put a line of slabs on top? Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it doesn't really scream God of Nature, does it? But I don't know what else I would do apart from that. If I add, you know, mossy stone brick stairs, for example, but we don't. I would add a couple of them in just to add some nature to it. But I don't think it kind of looks like some sort of statue for a person, kind of. Got one long eye and then some legs. I'm not going to pretend it looks like a person. It doesn't. It just looks like a statue with a flame underneath. Yeah, I think that's good for now. I might maybe adjust it a bit. I don't know. No, I think that's good. I'm happy with that, yeah. And so that marks the end of the episode, doesn't it, Kitty? Come on. There we go. Oh, I should also mention that this place is called Zilamia. I don't know if that's a Mayan word. Well, I know it's not a Mayan word. Well, I'd be surprised if it was. I'm not very knowledgeable on the Mayans. My knowledge stretches about as far as they had temples that looked like this. So I just thought it sounded like it fit. This is the book I've got the script in that I read at the start. But yeah, so that's episode 1 out of the way. Next episode, I'm not really sure what we're going to do. Maybe start... I really have no idea. I have zero idea. I haven't put too much thought into that yet. What are you doing? Ready for this? He just blends in with my... There we go. Oh, get sniped. Okay. So, thank you guys ever so much for watching this episode. I hope this series goes well and I don't skip a bunch like I did in creating a community. But I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.